Hi, guys. Welcome back to the podcast for Million Dollar Thrift. So, on this segment, I wanted to talk to you guys about three very fundamental things: designing your life, designing your closet, and designing your money choices. Those three things are pretty darn important. We're going to start off first with designing your life. We all have, at some point in our life, an idea of what our life is supposed to look like. What happens if it doesn't quite end up that way? What happens when there's a fork in the road or things don't go as planned? In comes my story. So I'm a person that is very much in control of her life, or so I think. And I value taking the initiative and responsibility to take yourself in places where you see yourself achieving. So I always tell my kids, I'm a mom of six kids, and I tell them, look at where you want to end up and then live your life backwards. Meaning, if you know you want to be the CEO of XYZ company, make sure that where you are today, you're taking the necessary steps to get to the end zone. That's called designing your life. What happens if it doesn't go quite as planned? Again, insert my life story. I am a businesswoman. I have a PhD degree in homeopathic medicine. I have a master's degree in psychology. I've run businesses for now over 30 years. And one of my business ventures, unfortunately, didn't go so well. And I lost over $1 million in just that transaction alone across 4 years. I was devastated. I was depressed. I wasn't able to even get out of bed. I was just feeling like I needed a break from the world. How possibly could I have lost my entire savings? How is that possible? How do people that sell you a company that defraud you, how do they do that and live with themselves? But you know what? That wasn't my burden to carry. Wasn't mine to think about or worry. What happened happened. It was about, how do I get myself out of the situation? Well, after I had my little pity fest, I was able to get myself up and at 'em again. And as I tell my kids, because I know that I'm a beacon of light for them and they basically learn from my example, I told myself it wasn't going to be the end of me. So, like a phoenix from the ashes, I did rise up. I did decide to take control of my life, take control of my finances. And even though I didn't have the financial stability that I was used to and needed to have, I knew I was going to rebuild. But part of that rebuilding process, your life doesn't stop. For me, as a professional singer, songwriter, events, pageants, all the things that I do outside of my companies, that still was happening around me. But I couldn't afford to actually get the outfits. I couldn't afford to do the things that I was used to doing. So, what then? What happens to a person like myself who is so into controlling their environment and yet some things that are out of my control happen to me? Well, in comes my faith and my hope and my perseverance. So once you inject that back into your life and your pity fest is over, then you start rebuilding. And I had to use that same psychology, which is, where do I want to be? Do I want to be a successful human being? Do I want at the end of my life to feel like, you know what, I accomplished X, Y, and Z and nothing got me down? Mm-hmm. I do. I want to be that person. One life. And yeah, things may come up that were not within the design process, but perhaps it wasn't my life to fully design. Perhaps I needed to learn lessons. Perhaps I needed to figure things out to be able to get to the next level in my life. And I believe that's what happened to me. So, 3, 4 years ago, gosh, actually, it happened in 2018 that this transformation happened. And I decided to own my future, own my fate. And with the help of my partner, who supported me, believe that I can do what I'm good at, which is styling, entrepreneurship, running companies, All those things that I'm good at, I decided to put together. When we came up with the idea of Million Dollar Thrift, it was basically to shine light on the fact that thrifting is not a bad thing. It actually got me out of a very crucial financial time in my life where I still needed, like I said, to do these things and do events and continue to be D London on stage, but at the same time, not break the bank. This is how Million Dollar Thrift was born. So, when you're designing your life, my perspective on it, God has all the different moving parts to be able to create the life that you're going to have. And He gave us insight, He gave us vision, He gave us the tools and the talents to be able to become the best version of ourselves. We just have to go out there and actually use those tools and understand that hiccups in the road don't mean the end of us. So, designing your life can look like whatever it is that you want it to look like. In my case, using my talents for fashion, using my talents of people skills, socializing, entrepreneurship, all those things are all things that I'm good at and I love doing. So, why not integrate all that and become the best possible stylist on a budget for people that have gone through similar things like myself and losing money, whether it's losing $500 or losing $1 million is still a loss that we have to deal with. And it still affects our daily life. It still affects when we look in the mirror and we go, oh, we're a failure. You're not a failure. Life happens. Life happens. But that doesn't mean that you can't change the outcome. Like I said, take the time that you need to heal from whatever difficult situations you're going through, but never let that be the ultimate decision of what qualifies your life as it is. So, designing your life could look like, hey, I want to be, I don't know, whatever you guys want to be. If you want to be a CEO of a company, pick the field, do the research. I told my kids way back when, I don't care what you do with your life as long as you're the best version of yourself. If you want to work for waste management, no problem. Own the company. Go to that extent, you're able to do it. You have support behind you. You have your mom, your dad, your siblings, your support system. Do what you need to do and be the best version of yourself. You can't go wrong with that. It doesn't matter what field it's in. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor. It doesn't matter if you're a lawyer. One daughter of mine is in law school. One is going to medical school. I have two boys as business majors. One daughter that will hopefully go into pharmaceuticals or is even thinking about physics. And I've got a little boy at home, a 4-year-old that wants to construct big cities. He wants to create buildings. He wants to create things. And I'm the right person behind that little boy and all my kids because whatever it is that they want to do, I'm going to support whatever decision they make and help them design their life, whatever that looks like for you guys. Don't let anybody stand in the way of your creation. God blessed you with one life. You get to make the most of it. If at the end of your life you choose to do nothing with that talent, that's up to you. That's the design of your life. So I'm here to tell you that actually putting time and energy in designing whatever you want to do, you'll get there. That's number one. Now we get to talk about the fun stuff. In my case, design your closet. Use the skills that you have to create your style, to create your calling card, your external calling card. The internal calling card is designing your life. The external one is designing your closet. Who do you want to be seen as? Your attire exemplifies who you are. In my case, a little bold, a little sassy, a little fun, a little out there. Like I said many times, I'm a pageant girl. I love styling. I love over the top. I love bling. I love heels. I don't know if you can see that. I love fun outfits, and I'm not afraid to wear it. Now, if you rewind back to maybe 30, 40 years ago, now that I just dated myself, I didn't have that kind of confidence to be able to wear this type of clothing. I was a little bit more shy and a little bit more conservative. And it went along with that period of my life where I was still figuring out who I was, what I wanted to be when I grow up. Fast forward to today, I know exactly what I want to be when I grow up. Me. I want to be me because this me knows that hard work, determination, and all your efforts equal success. It's a proven thing. And even when life doesn't go your way and things happen, you have traumatic situations, failed businesses, failed marriages, failed friendships, failed relationship with other family members. Doesn't matter. Failure is just the opportunity, as one of my daughters says, to move forward. She loves the phrase fail forward. Fail forward. Think about that. If you're failing forward, not backwards, you're falling into the opportunity. Whatever happens in the next phase, you're going to keep going past it. And you're expecting that it's not going to be perfect. You're expecting that life is an array of challenges. And you'll get to the end zone. But you have to have the proper mental setup to where you're okay if you fail. And that's the part that I struggled with when I lost my company. In 2018, when $1 million went out the door, and I was just completely discombobulated as to now what? What do I do now? How do I make all that up? How? It took me a minute to accept that failure is the next beginning cycle of the next successes. And once I owned that, I was able to turn even a thrifting situation into an entire business. Business. I style clients. For those of you that out there that don't know what to wear, don't know what to put on when you're going to that wedding or that event for your company party or even roller skate night. I don't know, just goofy things, parties, events, work, whatever it is. When you don't know what to put on and you know that your outward appearance is your calling card, it can be pretty scary. You just don't know what you want to present. You kind of have an idea, but what does that look like? And I went through those things too until I realized that there's really no way to fail at this. Okay, so you wear something and it doesn't quite feel like your own skin. You just do better next time. And with that comes confidence. And confidence is contagious. Being around other like minded people who gather their confidence from doing better and trying to be a better version of themselves goes a long way, guys. So, in this phase of my life, as I design my life again, and I design my closet, aka my calling card, I also am designing my money choices. I'm rebuilding. That's number 3. Design your money choices. I'm the type of person that doesn't want to spend. I'm very thrifty. And it comes from the majority of it is the fact that 6 kids, you have things that come up. Even though they're older, I still have some young ones. I have age 4 to age 26, married to preschool. And I still have to be responsible with my money choices. And I can't let another $1 million failure happen to me. I won't. And so being thrifty for me is a lifestyle. It's a choice. It's not just that I want to be thrifty and there's no reasoning behind it. There actually is a big reason. And a lot of it came from the fear of failing again. And that's where my daughter comes in again. Fail forward. It's okay, Mom. It's okay because if you fail, then you learn and you get up and you do it again. This is coming from now my 20-year-old. Okay. These are the type of human beings that I am blessed to call my kids. They have their heart and their heads in the right place. And being able to now talk to my adult children and have them as a source of one, intellect, two, support, three, understanding. I mean, it's a huge success right there. That's a huge win for me as a mother. And the challenges that come with raising six children, running companies, trying to finish up my own schooling, and doing all the things that I want to do. All those things are challenges that we all share. There's no regulatory book on how your life is going to go. I don't know what's going to happen when I leave here. God forbid something were to happen, an accident were to happen, I get a call. We're human. Life happens, but it's about how we deal with the issues that happen to us. And for me, God first and everything else comes next. So if your heart is in the right place and you keep digging deeper and deeper into your soul, into your heart, and into what makes you unique, for me, again, it's my faith and it's my ability to rise up and rebuild. $1 Million Thrift came out of that rebuild. I was designing my life again. I was designing my closet again because I couldn't afford to pay $2,000, $3,000 for pageant dresses. I had to go to the thrift store and find some amazing pageant dresses that I spent only $24.99 for. And by the way, I did win Best in Dress that year when I wore that amazing thrifted dress. So it's not about what you spend, it's about what you look like, your calling card. I redesigned my money choices. I redesigned everything that has to do with my life. So as we look upon our own situations, whatever you're going through, whether it's being overlooked for a promotion or getting out of a bad relationship or whatever it is, we're redesigning ourselves on a daily basis. It's about getting the confidence to go back out there and redo it. So, this podcast, I'm hoping, will reach out to so many people and get them to understand what $1 Million Thrift is all about. First, it's about the heart and soul. It's about doing right. It's about doing good. It's about positive energy and positive vibes. And if I can help one person today by you guys watching this podcast and understanding that whatever you're going through, I'm there right behind you telling you, you got this. You can do it. And it might be hard and it might be challenging, but that's what life is about. It's about the challenges. You have to be able to have the challenges in order to be able to have the reward. And the harder the challenge, the greater the reward. So, not knowing where this is going to end up, not knowing if a network is even interested in picking up my show, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to keep reaching out to as many people as I possibly can through my podcast, through social media, through any way I possibly can to let you guys know I'm going to be a beacon of hope for you. Whatever it is that you're doing, don't give up. Don't give up. I'm living proof that you don't need to. So, believe in yourself. Believe in your destiny. Always look at where you want to be and live your life backwards. Meaning, I don't mean always be looking in the rear view. Destination, where you want to be in a year from now, in 2 years from now, in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now. Where do I want to be? And whatever your answer is, make sure that today does not end without you doing something to substantiate getting to that goal. Every day is an opportunity. Every day is a gift. We might not be here tomorrow, but today, I got this. I'm here. I would absolutely love to hear your comments, your questions, your concerns. Reach out to me. Right below me, there's a website, milliondollarthrift.com. Reach out, guys. Reach out on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm everywhere. Find me. I want to hear your story. And who knows, you might be one of my special guests on my podcast. We could talk about it. We can see about how you need to get there. So, till next time, guys, I am your host for Million Dollar Thrift, the podcast. And I can't wait to talk to you next time. I'm Dee London.